A new Mafia game has just been confirmed during the Mafia 20th anniversary, and it's looking to be an entirely new, fresh Mafia game. We'll get right into that news, including more news such as a new acquisition by PlayStation to acquire a mobile studio, Starfield being twice the size of Bethesda's biggest game, the surprising success of Saintsrow, and finally we'll be talking about how Bloodborne is receiving a physical collectible that you can buy representing something that was in the game. Before we get into the news, please do leave a like on this video if you found it informative or entertaining in order to support the channel. Let's get right into it. This is another episode of the Daily Gaming Report. Hey, what's up guys, OP Gamer here, and the first news is that we're getting a new Mafia game. It's officially confirmed that a new Mafia game is in development during an interview with the developers celebrating Mafia's 20th anniversary. Now they don't say much here. If you scroll to the end of the page, they ask, lastly, can you tell us anything about what's next for the Mafia franchise? Haldic, the art director of Mafia Games, said, I'm happy to confirm we've started work on an all-new Mafia project. While it's a few years away and we can't share anything more right now, we're really excited to keep working on this beloved franchise and to entertain our players with new stories. And that's pretty much what they gave us. But even with such little info, so many people are talking about it and are excited about the project. I'm personally a huge fan of Mafia games, and I felt like we've been missing a new Mafia game for a long time. I know we've gotten the remastered and the remakes, but I want something new and fresh like he says here. So I'm super excited to see what this game is about, and my guess is that we'll be hearing about it sometime mid-2023, and we might get it late 2024 or early 2025, since he said it's a few years away. Minimum it could be from 2 to 4 years, depending on delays and stuff. Alright, moving on, PlayStation has recently acquired a new studio called Savage Game. Head of PlayStation Studios Herman Holst says this, "Hello PlayStation Nation." I would have preferred PlayStation fans, but I guess he can say that. "Today we announced that we have entered into a definitive agreement to acquire Savage Game Studios, a hugely talented team of creatives with many years of experience making some of the most popular mobile games enjoyed by players around the world. They were founded a few years ago with the goal of fearlessly exploring bold new ideas. We share their tireless ambition to innovate, along with a continued drive to expand our audience and bring PlayStation to more people than ever before, making them a perfect fit to join PlayStation Studios." And the CEO and co-founder of Savage Game Studios, Mikhail Katkov, explained why he joined PlayStation. Quote, "We made this deal because we believe that PlayStation Studios leadership respects our vision for how we can best operate and succeed. And because they too are not afraid to take chances, all of that, plus the ability to potentially tap into PlayStation's amazing catalog of IP and the fact that we will benefit from the kind of support that only they can provide." The harder question to answer would be, why not? And Herman Holst says that the reason why they're doing mobile stuff is that they want to deliver new as well as existing PlayStation IPs. And he mentions that they're already working on a new unannounced AAA mobile live service action game. I'm not too sure about that. Doesn't sound too promising to be honest. But he continues with, "It's too early to reveal more, but I'm so excited for when they'll be able to." Now let's be honest, who's excited for this? I mean, I get that some people play on mobile, and believe it or not, there are a lot of people who prefer mobile gaming rather than a PC or a gaming console. But generally for people who like to play games on a regular basis, this isn't something that you'll get excited about. But Herman Holst made sure to reassure fans that he's still committed to the console space and not just the PC and mobile space. So I don't see any problem with this, as long as it doesn't come in the way of great PlayStation exclusives. This is just something that I might give a shot, depending on how much the cost of the games are on mobile, as well as the quality of the games and how much fun they are. I guess we'll have to see. Let me know in the comments what you think about this deal. Are you excited for what PlayStation has for mobile, or do you just not care like me? Alright, next story is pretty short. It's regarding what Donkey did. If you didn't know, Video Game Donkey is a YouTuber, and one of his most popular series is him reviewing video games. He recently reviewed Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Unlike the usual Video Game Donkey content, he makes a lot of jokes about the game, and the title of the video is Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Never Ending Game. And believe it or not, he got trending on Twitter because so many people were pissed off that he was making fun of the game. There are so many tweets being made about him, expressing how upset they are about the video. I don't know, I just found it pretty funny. I mean, the guy is allowed to make whatever he wants. I remember he made that Death Stranding video where he reviewed Death Stranding and he didn't really like it that much, and I disagree with him a lot on that, but I'm not mad that he made the video. He has his opinions and I have mine. If you disagree with him, then that's fine, but to be mad and upset just doesn't make any sense. If you genuinely dislike him, then just don't watch his content. He's not forcing anyone to watch his stuff, and he's definitely not forcing anyone to agree with him. So just move on and don't be crying on Twitter because someone didn't like a game that you liked. And moving on to another news, it's regarding Starfield. Recently in an interview, the developer said that Starfield is twice the size of Bethesda's biggest game. As reported by Twisted Voxel, speaking during an interview, Starfield composer revealed that it is Bethesda Game Studios' biggest project yet in terms of size. And the reason why this isn't the main topic of today is because, I mean, we already know this. They said that you can cross over 100 star systems and over 1,000 different planets to explore. Think about that, 1,000 planets? Now yeah, you can say that pretty much 90% of the planets are gonna be empty and not a lot of stuff to do. But even still, that would be impressive. I mean, 1,000 planets, and each planet I'm guessing has different locations, not just one location. He also commented on the story of the game, saying that it is a deep and philosophical game that will consume a lot of your existence, and that it's more than just another shooter or another RPG. He says that the story takes a very courageous step into a realm that is more philosophical. The game isn't just about how it looks and how the gameplay is, despite both aspects being incredible. It's about your ability to ask questions, seek relevant answers, and perhaps be able to reach them. Now what he's saying here is very ambitious. This entire game seems extremely ambitious, and I just have a feeling that we might get a game that is half-baked at launch, unless it takes like 6 or 7 years for the game to come out. The game just seems like another Cyberpunk 2077 in my opinion. And keep in mind, this is Bethesda. I don't mean to hate on the game. I did enjoy games like Skyrim and Fallout 4 and games like that, but their games are genuinely buggy. They're not very polished, and they're definitely not the type of studio that you rely on for graphics and gameplay. But what they do have that is good is the freedom and the funness of it all. Their games are fun. Even though I think Skyrim and Fallout games are glitchy, I still played them so much and enjoyed them. So as long as they do this with Starfield, I think Starfield will be a huge success, regardless of how buggy it is. Well, as long as it's not too buggy like Fallout 76. But if it just has the usual Bethesda bugs, I think the game will still be a huge success, just like Skyrim. I mean, it's basically Skyrim in space, but much bigger. Next up, we just need to talk about the sales of Saints Row. Now, I personally think that Saints Row is an absolute joke. I think it's an excuse of a game. The gameplay is so outdated, the dialogue is cringy, and the entire game just feels unready and rushed. Nothing about the game is fun. I don't understand how people have fun with this game. I know I'm bashing it, but I'm just giving you my honest opinion. We can agree and disagree in that in the comments. But apparently the game did extremely well in the UK. As reported by Push Square, UK sales chart, Saints Row claims the throne. Sells best on PS5. It is the #1 seller on PS5. And Horizon Forbidden West is second, which is not surprising. I mean, it's been a while since Horizon Forbidden West came out. It's actually impressive that Horizon Forbidden West is still selling that much, but what's more impressive is that so many people are buying Saints Row. Now, the more that I think about this, the more it makes sense. I mean, Saints Row is a huge title. I remember having so much fun with the old Saints Row games, and so many people used to play it and talk about it. So the name alone would get people buying it, especially considering that 90% of people don't really listen to news that much or read reviews. They just see Saints Row, they remember the old games, and they buy it. I was surprised by it, honestly. I thought it was a huge flop, but apparently not. Alright, the last news of the day. If you remember in the last episode, I talked about Bloodborne, because there was an update that's gonna come this week, and people were saying that it is because there is a PlayStation showcase happening very soon. Well, what's interesting is that just today, just now, the official PlayStation Japan Twitter account tweeted this out. Bloodborne item, Gunpowder Hunter Badge, is now available as an accessory. Orders start today, August 30th. This is the 8th item in the Silver Collection series by Torch. Don't miss this blockbuster that consists of 6 parts with only the main body. Now, what's significant about this is that it's been so long since PlayStation talked about anything regarding Bloodborne. And not just PlayStation, even From Software. They just seem to not talk about this game for some reason. But on August 30th, 2022, they finally mentioned Bloodborne. And yes, I know they're not talking about the game itself, but still, I think this might hint at something coming regarding Bloodborne, especially since we just got news that the game will be updated this week. Now, the item itself actually looks very cool. It looks very detailed, and I'm sure will sell out. But I'm just thinking that this could be a hint at something coming for Bloodborne. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Or do you think this is just a random promotion from Bloodborne that came out of nowhere and just happens to coincide with the Bloodborne update coming out this week? Alright, that's all the news for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, again, please do leave a like on this video, as that will help a lot in supporting the channel. Also, subscribe to the channel for your daily gaming news, and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon to never miss any future uploads. That's all for me now. I'll catch you next time.